Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Tracy Banner, and today's video I'm going to talk about the welding machine and the truck bed. I know there's a lot of really cool truck beds out there. I looked for a long time on Pinterest and watched everybody else have a cool truck bed. The first truck bed that I ever had was on a 78 Ford. And that was back in the early 80s when I bought it. And the gentleman sold it and he wanted to move on to another one. He wanted a super cab. My cab was standard that he sold to me. And before I put the welding machine on, I wanted to do a little walk around and explain why I've got the truck bed that I have. We live in northern Indiana. I do. And years ago when I had the 78, I still do, and the bed had a spot where the welding machine sat right on the frame, and then the bed was kind of built around it. That was probably one of the earliest pipeliner beds. It had just a ball hitch for a hitch, a bumper hitch on it, but it's been used pretty hard. I'll show some pictures of it in the video. But I chose to not put a hole in the bed because rust got to my first welding machine. I had to get it rebuilt, and that's probably why I keep rebuilding what I got. But I chose to put a cover over the bed for the welding machine to sit on. Now this only sits about 2 inches off the frame. It's not very high. You can see right here where it comes up. The fuel tank's over there, and inside the boxes all the way around, it's all galvanized plate that's MIG welded to the frame, and then it's got some really good primer on it to keep it from rusting. There's holes in this box right here, and there's another one over there. There's a lid that just sits over this. There's enough room in here to hold 250 feet of welding lead. It rolls up and goes down in there. It's not perfect, but it'll go in there. And there's also room up to about right here, and it'll go in there. You can get it out of there and pull the leads out that way. It's lockable. And then up here in the front, I got storage space for whatever I want to use. It can be for oxyacetylene tips and torches, but it can be also for other things, whatever you want. There's a little bit of space in here that can also be used, but I got my acetylene in here. It's chained up really good. There's a hole in the bottom on that down in there, and I've got other things in there like diesel fuel additives, but you can see up in there all kinds of things can be done. And on the front, it's got aluminum riveted. In the video I showed that as well, and on the back it's aluminum also. Takes a lot of weight off of it doing it with aluminum, but that cabinet is really nice. It helps protect a lot of things. On this toolbox is where a lot of hand tools are, far as pipelining or for building. Right now it's kind of scattered, but I got little dividers in there. I haven't got the shock absorbers on it yet. I highly recommend that. And a lock bar where you can lock this in place. Just because you got the shock absorbers there doesn't mean that this can accidentally go down. It needs to have a pin where the bar can go in and lock it in place so it won't go up or down. In the center would probably be best for that. And then when you want to put it away, you would lock it back up in here, and then you can shut it down. That's why, and I got the fuel tank back here, the fuel neck. And I got another fuel tank up here. I haven't finished everything yet. You get busy working, you know, you like hit the ground running and you go to work. And that's kind of what happened to me. I had to get it going again. It's been very useful. I like this bed. I really do. That's why I called it the North American style. For northern locations where the weather is colder and there's salt on the roads, and it's been undercoated real good underneath. It's been 3 years that I've used it, and it shows its wear in places, but I've got other beds that they were only out there for a year or two and they're starting to rust pretty bad. Almost anything can go into this box right here. Tools, hand tools, grinders, folding jacks, pipe stands or jack stands, whatever you want to call them, bottle jacks, hydraulic bottle jacks. They're used very much in building anything. Sometimes the equipment can't pick it up as slow as you want it to, and that's where the bottle jack comes in. You can go sideways with it real good on a bottle jack and up. When I'm talking about using bottle jacks, they're used a lot. They are good for holding fittings, repair sleeves, control fittings that you weld onto the carrier, which this is the carrier, your main. This pipe here is got a wall thickness. It's very thin. This is a different kind of pipe. This is mainly for chill water, air conditioning, industrial air conditioning. But the gas pipe, natural gas pipe, you gotta be careful. You want to use a reinforcing pad. That's what this is, and it's good to have a ring around it on bottom welded up so that it helps keep it from sliding in case it would rotate a little bit. But you want to bottle jack that up there in place so that it goes up on there, and it protects that area from kinking it, bending it. And it's a very useful tool. Like I said, control fittings, you can get them to stay put and tack them in place. And then in this box is where the oxygen is. I got 2 locations for it. A chain holding the neck, and then another bolt with a flat spot that's curved, and it holds down on the bottle neck. And this hole here of this box at the bottom has a hole in the bottom of it, and I can also put folding pipe stands down in here if I want, or a small bottle. And then the acetylene hoses are up here. I believe it's a coaxial is what the brand is, and it fits just right. I had to I had to cut this and split it and then make it so it folds back together. If I ever want to take this out without taking this off, it will come out. But there is a trick to doing that. And then I can roll it up when I want to. 100 feet is in there of acetylene and oxygen hose. And then I got a space right here where I can put the propane bottle and my cooler so that it is up and out of the way. And when the welding machine is on here, there's a space right here, and it gets things also as well. I can put the fire extinguisher right here, and you know, you can carry some other things like the tent, I just wanted to be able to walk through there, because when the welding machine sits on here, it's facing that way, and if I need to take the panel off of the machine while it's bolted to the truck, I can still get to it and work on something, whether it's a belt needs to be replaced, or that's about all you can really get to servicing over there. The alternator and the starter is over here. And then over here, the door comes up on the welding machine, and you can check your oil or change your oil. But it's nice to have some space over there to get to the machine and work on it if you need to. Otherwise, you got to take the whole thing off the truck if you can't get to everything. But it has been really nice. And then in back here is where the welding rods are going to be, and grinding wheels, and the grinders are back here. I can put rods up there if I want to, or grinders. Put all the welding rods back here. The diesel engine is very heavy, and having a little bit more weight back here helps me get a lot of traction. And when I built the bed, I didn't want it real long and real deep. When you go down in a creek or a ditch, you don't want to bottom out back here. I had one truck, that 9-foot bed, it was too much. It's too long. So that's why I built it the way I did. And now I'm getting ready to put the welding machine back on it. And I got 1-inch oak boards. It's up high, and the machine draws air in from underneath and pushes it out. That's how it cools the welding machine down. Also, on the bulkhead, that 2x2 square tubing that's going above the cabinet, that is a backstop for material to rig it up against it. Is why I put that on there. I can put lights on it as well. What the plan is, taking this plate right here and making it so it will mount on the back of the truck. I've got holes right here on both sides up in there, and I've made this bracket already, and the plan is to cut a hole out in it so that this piece will set in here, and make another one on the other side also. I haven't finished it. I've got some pieces made up today, and when that is done, then I'll reinforce it with this bar underneath here. I got a 1-inch by 1/2-inch bar, maybe it's 3/8. I'll put it up in there, and it'll stiffen that up all the way across. And that way I can take this and make a bracket for it so that I can, that's my pipe vise, or just a regular vise. If I decide I want to use a vise, I can sit it down into that peg, and I can move it from there to over there, wherever I want to use it. I can cut material, use my jack stands out past the truck, and this stand right here, this piece here, I can stand it up like that, and it goes all the way across to that post on the truck cabinet. And then I can haul straight sticks of anything, 2x4s, and that's what I've been working on to finish up my ideas of what I want to do. And the doors, I've been wanting to do this for a while. This is not just a square. This piece here, there's an angle to it because it's angling in on the cabinet. Had to bend it differently, but I got to put some hinges on it and make it so that it swings in this direction. That way it always stays shut. I don't want to drive down the road. Put a chain on it so it don't hit the cab. And then I also got this I got some welds to finish making where I bent the sheet metal, but it just kind of hangs right there right now. But lift that up a little bit and weld it out and sandblast it and paint it a little bit, put some primer on it for now at least, and get that cabinet closed up so it keeps the snow and the rain out of there. I'll get to this sometime soon. I'll just have some hooks on it right here like it would be on a battery box for a tractor or something. They make them so that you can put a lock on them also, and that's probably what I'll do here too. It'll have a latch right here, or a boat cabinet, put a lock on it right here and up there. So that's what I'm working on to make this truck bed a little bit more sweet to use. The Hoosier pole I don't have on there as well, and it'll be next. I'll get something made up. I was thinking about going right here in this location right here, but I don't know if it's going to happen. It might have to be up there and bolt down in there, a smaller one where it extends. But I may not need it. I may end up making something on the back right here that swings and your leads come across the top of the bed, and then you just loose roll up. That's what the Hoosier pole's all about. When you're done welding, you pull away from the pipe and loosely roll up really quickly, and then you can drive forward another 40 or 60 feet or 120 feet, how many doubles have been put together before you get to it, and or each pipe joint. But that's how we used to do it, and I'm not planning on doing any more pipelining right now, but it's going to be useful for working also just out in the field to hang your leads loosely wherever you are. So that's what I'm working on, and just wanted to show you that real quick, my plans of my bed, how I was going to do it. So that's the plan to finish starting this here, and the next video I'll show you the welding and stuff. This one's been long enough going over the bed again, and come see the other video on how it was built. Like I said, this cabinet is really nice so that it can be used in the winter, and the bed is undercoated real good because of the climate up here and the salt that they put on the roads. So next week we'll get into another video, or the next video. Been working pretty hard on a lot of things, trying to clean up, working on some equipment and tractors. And the next video I'll get over and let you do some weld. I think I'm going to do some TIG welding or MIG welding with the machine on those little spots, and doing also the hinges. So until next video, see you again.